Here we're going to take a look at the play called Saints Fork out of the gun empty Y Saint formation. This is a very unique 5-wide play that really does a good job at stretching out the defense. All we have to do to set this play up is to put the X receiving option on a drag to give us an underneath route. And I like to run this to the wide side of the field. So you see I'm moving the ball over to the left hash. So I'm running the 3 wide receiver side to the wide side of the field. Now the first read will either be the drag or the flat. If the defense is playing back, you just take your easy dump downs for an easy 5 yards. It's not going to be anything crazy, but you will get 5 yards a pop, and it'll help you move the chains every couple of plays. Again, if they're playing back and they're leaving the flat open, you just take it. Of course, like I said, you're only getting maybe 4 to 5 yards at max, but that's all you need. Make them respect it, make them have to cheat down. And then once they start cheating down, that's when the play really opens up. As you can see, look how wide open the corner route gets if they shade down. And this corner route will also do a really good job at beating man coverage as well. Now again, if they start shading down a little bit too much, you still have other options. You have the post route going over the middle, which can be an even bigger gain for you, as you see, getting it all the way down to the goal line because they cheated down on our underneath routes. And again, if they're not going to cheat down, you have the flat, but you also have the drag over the middle that can be a solid 5 yards as well. The play cross drag out of the pistol bunch tight end formation has been one of my favorite plays in the game for years. It is such a simple money play. No setup required. You just run it as is. It always works. You have so many crossing patterns. It's just hard for the defense to keep up with. The first read is always going to be the tight end. He is usually going to be open whether it's man or zone unless they shade underneath. The tight end is going to be an easy quick pass for you almost every time. You also have the Y wide receiver, which is the big money route of the play. He's going to torch any man defense, and against most zones, he is going to find a pocket on that side of the field for you to catch the ball in because the B drag usually will pull some zones down. Now, against man, the B drag is also going to be a man-destroying option as well because he's kind of more of a bent drag. It bends a little bit deeper going over the field, so he really gets good separation. But again, the tight end is usually going to be wide open as well. Just all in all, a really great money play. The halfback slip screen out of the pistol bunch tight end might very well be the best screenplay in the game. It's just something about how the blockers set up on this play. They set up really nicely, and you just want to try your best to stay behind them, let the block set up. You want to try your best not to outrun them, which can be hard at times because you're going to be moving a lot faster than your linemen are, but as long as you can at least let the first couple of blocks engage, you will find that you'll be able to really spring this screenplay for at least 10 yards very consistently. Now, this isn't a play I would spam because it is a screenplay. You don't really have any other options on the play to go to if a user defender were to, try to manually defend it. So this is a play that I would more so use as a mix-in play. But if called at the right time, a play like this, instead of getting 10 yards, could go for 50-plus yard touchdown if the block's set up properly. So definitely put this play in your arsenal. Here we're going to take a look at the single back tight slots formation, and the play we want to talk about is the deep post. A very nice money play in Madden 19. All we have to do is streak the A tight end, and that is it. Now the first read is always going to be the drag over the middle. He'll be a very consistent 5 yards for you because most of the time the zone defense will drop back with the streak and the deep post. Now if the defense does decide to cheat up a little bit, that is when you want to attack the deep post. As you can see, it goes out and then cuts over the middle, so it's a little bit more of a delayed post, and you can pick up some really nice yardage with that post if you just stay patient. Again, the drag underneath is going to be a consistent 5, maybe 6 to 7 yards for you if the defense drops back with the deeper routes. And then we also have a deep in route on the play, which is going to do a really good job if they throw a man defense at you as well. You can get some separation and turn this upfield for a nice gain. Single back tight slots halfback wheel has been one of the best plays and most popular plays in Madden for well over a decade. It is good every year. It's good again this year. The setup for this is to block the running back and to put the A tight end on a drag, and that is simply it. The drag is going to be the first route we look to hit because usually it's going to be open underneath. It'll beat man and it'll get underneath the zones because we have these vertical routes that are pulling the defense back. So it's a very easy 5-yard gain, sometimes a little bit more. Just a very easy dump down pass. Now, there's also some other great routes in the play. You have the post over the top, which is a really good post. It cuts at a very good angle. It'll do very well against cover 2 defenses. It'll get inside position most of the time against man defense. Then we have the sharp corner route on the left. This is a man defense killer if you throw it right on the break. It's such a sharp, sharp corner that it just does a really good job at getting underneath. Again, if they don't protect deep, you want to take the top off the defense with the post. It's going to be there for you pretty much every time against cover 2s and man defense. Now, an alternate setup we can do to switch it up that I like doing with this play is we take the wide receiver that was on the corner and we put him on a drag. Now we have a mesh concept with the post and the deep end route, and as you can see, this drag does a really good job at getting open for some huge yardage. The halfback pitch out of the single back tight slots was arguably the best run in the game last year. Now, it's still pretty good this year, not as good as last year, but it's still definitely a very usable run. You just want to flip the run to whichever side of the defense looks weakest, and you want to follow your blockers, remembering not to hold turbo too early. You want to get to the outside, follow your blockers, and then in the open field, with a run like this, when you're getting to the outside, you definitely want to use jukes to your advantage when you get one-on-ones to help you gain extra yards. You definitely want to put a faster guy here. In my case right here, I have the third string running back for the Jets because he is a lot faster than all the other running backs, because anytime you have a run where you're trying to get to the outside, you definitely want that speed. Now, a pro tip for this is you can actually motion one of your wide receivers over and snap the ball when he passes the offensive line. This just gives you a little bit of extra blocking and can help spring you for some extra yards. The play post shot out of the weak wing formation is a very simple play you can use to attack any defense. There's no setup required for this play, so you can quickly get to the line of scrimmage and snap the ball. We have a nice high-low read with both tight ends. We have a deep cross, and then we have a drag running underneath. So you want to be patient, let the defense develop, and then see which is the best option. If the defense is playing further back, you want to check it down to the drag. If the defense is cheating up and playing closer to the drag route, then you want to go over the top and hit them with the cross, as you see right here. And you can see that you have the ability to gain some pretty big yardage and score big play touchdowns off of this if the defense cheats up a little too far. So again, just be patient. Don't predetermine your read. Let the defense develop. Let the zones drop to their spots. Or if it's man defense, let the man defense develop and see who has the better inside position and then pick and choose. It's a very simple high-low read that you can use to attack down the field all game long out of a formation like this. Again, you see the defense was playing far back, so we dumped it down to the drag, but we still got 10-plus yards on a simple drag route because the defense dropped so far back. They didn't respect it. They left it wide open, and we took advantage. Here again, you see they're playing a little further back. We had leverage on the defender, and we get a nice solid gain out of a drag route. Last but not least, you still have the post that you can take advantage of. Here you see we got inside position on the cornerback. We split the safeties, and we scored a touchdown. The play verticals from single back bunch is an old fan favorite in Madden, but last year it wasn't as good as it had been in years past, but this year it seems to be back. The setup for this play is you simply want to block the running back and you want to put the tight end on a drag. So the first simple reads you have on this play are the drag and the deep crossing route to A. They create a nice high-low read for you. Now the deep crossing route to A is very hard for the computer to defend. This is a route that more times than not your opponent will have to manually take away, and if he doesn't, you'll find yourself able to hit this route pretty consistently. You also have the drag, which is going to be there for you a lot of the time as well. If the drag is there, you want to take it. It's an easy check down to get you 5+ yards. Now, another cool thing about this play is you can quick pass the wheel route to B if the defense backs off like you saw there. Against certain types of coverages like cover 3s, if the defense doesn't shade underneath, you'll see that you have the opportunity to throw a quick pass to that wheel route and pick up an easy 10 yards. So this is something that can really frustrate your opponent if you take advantage of it. And like I said, last but not least, do not forget about this crossing route. This crossing route is very hard to defend, and you're going to really want to take advantage of it every time it's there because it's going to give you the biggest possible gain. If you get a one-on-one with the wheel route, you can also throw it up top for a nice big play. The play trail out of gun bunch is a very nice play in Madden 19 to pick up some solid yardage. All we have to do as far as the setup goes is to streak the tight end, and that is it. The main two routes are going to be the drag underneath and the speed out by the X receiver. As you can see, if the drag is open, you definitely want to take that, pick up your easy yardage. That'll work good against man and zone, unless they shade their coverage underneath, which most people don't do. The speed out is very good against man if you pass it on its break, as you can see, picking up a solid gain there. That'll also get open if they shade the defense underneath to worry about the drag. But if they don't do that, again, take the drag every time it's there. It is safe, low risk, high reward. And last but not least, you're going to have a post over the middle. If they shade underneath in zone, this is going to be open. But also, against certain coverages, you'll still be able to find a pocket to throw the pass like you saw right there, picking up a nice amount of yards.